Oh boy, there's way too much stuff to talk about. So I'm not even going to spend too much time lollygagging. What's up, folks? It is I, Will, with Exposing RWC. And I'm just going to dive right into it. Let me just dive into it. Mayu Iwatani is leaving Stardom. That's right, you heard it here first. You didn't hear it here first. But the icon is leaving. Now, this woman is to say that she is a pillar of Stardom would be an understatement. She is not even one of. She's like the face. She's like the face of all of Joshi Pro Wrestling, really. And for some reason, this image is not popping up. Let me see. Oh no, that's not it. All right, let's fix that. She is headed to who knows. So this morning, early morning, for me, she came out with Taro Okada, had a nice little sit down with Taro, and at a press conference, she told us about her future plans, and that is to be the icon of women's wrestling, not just of Stardom, but of women's wrestling. Oh, I see what I did. I see what happened. So she will now be headed towards what we think to be, well, here's the thing. The speculation is she's now headed towards Marigold, which is where I think she's gonna go. This woman was basically erased. What's up, folks? She was basically erased by Rossy Ogawa, and Rossy Ogawa is now, of course, the owner of Marigold. Right? And that's probably where she's going to end up. Now, for those who are surprised or shocked, nobody's really surprised by this outcome. Mayu has been talking about several things that have pretty much led people to believe this was going to happen, right? She said that, oh, I'm going to retire from the 5-star GP. Doesn't make any sense. Why would you say that? It's like saying, but like Becky Lynch coming out saying, I retire from the Royal Rumble or something like that. The 5-star GP is the biggest event of the year for the singles competition in Stardom. If you're retiring from that, you're basically saying I'm not going to be involved in any type of storyline, or I'm not going to be involved in the most important thing in the promotion. It makes no sense. That was pretty much one of the biggest indicators that you're heading out of here. Now, when Rossy first left Stardom and he was heading towards create his new promotion, people thought she was going to jump in, but she didn't. But at the back of everybody's mind, we always believed that eventually she would leave and go join up with basically her dad. Basically, I mean, we all know the story, which we should know the story. She left, she ran away wrestler. They made a movie about it. She ran away. She went to become a wrestler at a young age. She had no money to her name, a young kid, and Rossy Ogawa brought her in. She said, okay, I'll bring you into my home. You live with me. You don't have to pay me right now, of course, but you'll pay me later on. When you make money, you get popular, become a big star, you make it, you can pay me back. So for now, you live with me rent free. Basically adopted her. Basically, she's in debt to him. Of course, she loves him. He saved her in a way, So he is very much, a father figure for Mayu. So we all knew at a certain point she'd be heading over there. I mean, it's just a matter of time. And again, when she said, I'm retiring from the 5-star GP, we all knew it was going to happen. So it's my understanding, because I remember last year when Io Sky, she had this not weird or cryptic, but she came out and she said, what did she say? She said, when she had her match with Utami at the Summer Destiny, she said, oh, I already know who I want to face next year. But she didn't say anything else. I already know who I'm going to face. And I believe the fix has been in from the very beginning. Well, not from the very beginning. We know what I mean. For a while now. I believe Io knew then that she'd be facing Mayu Iwatani at Summer Destiny. So I think this has all been in the works for a long time now. And Mayu was just waiting for the right time to leave. Because I believe the jig has been up. The fix has been in, and the Hatman Rossy Ogawa knew all along that this day was coming, which is why he saved the number 18. They assigned numbers for all the Joshis. He said he was saving number 18 for someone. We believe it was from Mayu Iwatani. It's all lining up. Io knew. She knew she would be facing Mayu next year. It was always going to happen. Yada, 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 right? So Mayu Iwatani, I believe, will be either a freelancer or heading to Marigold to wrestle for Rossi. Now, Dave Meltzer seems to believe that, the WWE might be the option for her. He said that the WWE have been trying to get her, Io, and Kairi Sane. They've succeeded with 2 of them, but not the third one. They may be interested. I don't see it happening. I simply do not see her leaving Japan. Every interview she's made it very clear that Japan is where she wants to be. Any trip to WWE, I don't think it's happening. I think she stays in Japan. She won't be going anywhere in America unless it's like a one-off for NXT or a one-off for WWE. She won't go to AEW because Tony Khan hates Rossi, and that ain't happening, right? So she'll be in Japan wrestling for Rossi, wrestling for Sendai Girls, maybe pop up here and there for a Cerise show. She'll be more of a freelancer. I think Rossi will give her the world in terms of payments, but I think she'll have a lot of freedom to do what she wants. This has been in the works for a while. It's not a surprise, but it's a big deal for Stardom because she's a leader of a faction, and again, she's like the face of Joshi Pro Wrestling. So what they're gonna have to do is they're probably going to like dissolve her faction. So her group is called Stars. That group that has Suzuki, Koguma, and all of them, that's going to probably dissolve. Or they're going to promote or elevate Hanan to be the leader of Stars. I don't know which one would be worse. You know what? Just scrap their faction. Do the same thing he did to Queen's Quest Taro Okada. He's going to dissolve that faction like they did with Queen's Quest when Tommy left. That's what we like to do. Especially when talent goes to Marigold. He was just like burn the faction so it's not even the promotion anymore. So probably they burn out Stars like he did Queen's Quest. That'll be that. But that's news, folks. Tommy is in Marigold right now. She needs an opponent. So I'm joking. I don't think she's going to come right in and take the title. If anything, she'll probably just hang around and do some matches. She has a match ready for her because I'm convinced this is the mystery opponent. So for the Passion Countdown main event for Marigold, a mystery opponent will be facing Nanae. I think we know who will be at this point. It will probably be Mayu. That'd be a good match. Seemed like Stardom lost not one, not two, but three. Oh yes, because if you don't know, Tam Nakano is retiring. She lost in the main event of the great show that was All-Star Grand Queendom. She's retiring. Arguably the biggest star they have, arguably just in terms of like popularity. She's leaving. Talked about Mayu leaving. Well, I say leaving. She's retiring from wrestling. She's retiring. Tam is. Mayu's leaving, but Tam is retiring. You have Micah, who has her elbow injury. She's out for like 3 to 4 months, maybe. So she's gone. Like 3 consecutive blows from 3 of the biggest stars, Micah, Tam, and Mayu, all leaving for different reasons. They're all leaving for different reasons, but it's happening all at once. They'll be fine. I mean, they have a lot of talent there, but it's interesting that this is the day actually came. We've been talking about it for a year now. Like, is Mayu going to leave to go to Marigold? And it's actually happening. But yeah, Thekla. We'll talk about Thekla real quick. That's Mayu news. I think Mayu will be in Marigold. I think she'll have a match with Io Sky and at Summer Destiny. She'll probably wrestle around Japan. Will she go to WWE? I doubt it. She's definitely not going to AEW. That's pretty much it. So, made the courageous decision because she said, hey, I've been there for 14 years. I've done it all. Time to move on. She's been very complimentary, very nice to Stardom, complimenting everyone. She says that she'll know what she's going to do. That's a lie. She's lying. She knows what she's going to do. The plan is set in. There's no like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. She knows. But she's saying all the right things. She's being nice to Stardom, talking about the good times, calling it the best promotion, yada yada. But she knows what she's gonna do. The plan is set. She wants to pretend like everything's up in the air. It's a lie. She knows what she's doing. I'm looking forward to it because her last 2 years, not 2 years, but last year has been pretty boring. I thought her 2-year reign was ridiculous, uneventful, uninspired. But now we see what she does in Marigold. Now, as far as Thekla goes, Thekla is also leaving off the back of All-Star Grand Queendom. She had a very awkward, weird storyline with the promoter, Taro Okada, where she won the match against Sayaka. If she won, then she would be facing Taro Okada, literally the promoter, in a match, which is so stupid. This entire storyline was dumb and weird. Like, Taro wanted to be like Vince McMahon, getting involved in storylines is very weird. Luckily, she lost, but then she had a fit. She went crazy, started attacking Taro Okada and attacking the staff. So she was fired in kayfabe, and so basically her contract's done. So they made it into a storyline where she got fired, but now she's out. She's out of contract with Stardom. She's free to negotiate with American companies. Now, if you talk to some of the Giulia stands and people of that nature, they want her to go to NXT to go hang out with Giulia. I don't think that's a good idea. I think she is more in line with AEW. Recent interview she did last year, she said she prefers AEW in their freedom of booking and their more creativity, and they doesn't like being told what to do, whatever that means. I mean, Tony Khan will be giving you orders, my girl, but she thinks there's more creative freedom over there in AEW. By all means, go there. I think Ring of Honor is calling her name. That's where Mina's hanging out right now. I think Mina is set to be showing up in Ring of Honor. I think Thekla would fit right in. Thekla would fit right in, folks. So, yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of Thekla. She's a solid talent. She has a good look. She has a good personality. But I'm not in a rush to see her wrestle anytime soon. She's okay, okay? Some people want to say she stinks. She doesn't stink. She's just okay. As you can see here, you got Ring of Honor Clubhouse with Mina here. I think Thekla will fit right in. They created a new belt for that division. You slide Thekla into the division. She fits well. She's 5'1", not the most athlete, not the best athlete. Not the best athlete. I don't see it for her in NXT or WWE, honestly. I just don't love the look. Ring of Honor makes most sense. What's up, Jerry? Feels odd for her to be in Ring of Honor. Yeah. People that want to see Thekla in NXT with Giulia need to leave Giulia's faction in the past, okay? Giulia had a great run in Stardom. Her faction DDM was cool. That's what Thekla was in. Okay, Michael was in there as well. It's okay to move on. Stop trying to pair them together. Okay, it's over. She's done with that. The WWE doesn't care about her Stardom factions. Okay, WWE now has Giulia apparently hanging out with Roxanne. We'll talk about that in a second. What they're doing with the Roxanne and Giulia right now. But I don't need to see Giulia and Thekla team up. It's over. That's time is done. Thekla could take her behind to Ring of Honor. I think that's a good spot for her. I don't love the NXT fit or the TNA would be fine, but I don't think she wants that. If she goes to America, it'll be AEW. If I'm WWE and I want to sign a German talent, I'm signing Bozilla. I'm not signing Thekla. That's just me. So yeah, Tekla's free agent. Oh, I want to say this. By the way, this is important. There are YouTube channels like wrestling, what is it, like what culture wrestling, stuff like that. Stupid channels like that are putting out YouTube videos and thumbnails and tweets about a bidding war between AEW and WWE. These people are bad faith actors and they can't be taken seriously. At this point, we know that the WWE does not engage in bidding wars because we know that from Stephanie Vaquer fiasco. If they're not willing to go back and forth with Stephanie in a bidding war, who is one of the best in the world, great looking, aura, superstar, like the perfect superstar, they won't go into bidding war with her, but they're going to do it with Thekla and all these other talents. It's a lie. Okay, there is no bidding war. Stop falling for it. Every time you see bidding war with any talent, just ignore it, block them, stop watching their videos because they're bullshitting and are trying to get clicks by putting up bullshit they know makes no sense. If they don't know it, then they're just ignorant. There's no bidding war between these two companies. We know that for a fact now. because of what Stephanie Vaquer came out and said. WWE has a number. They have a number. You can accept it. They may raise it up, but they're not going back and forth and against AEW's number. AEW will always pay more. Simple as that. So stop falling for this bidding war nonsense. It's not a thing. That's Thekla. Thekla will probably be in AEW soon. I do not see her in NXT. Australian. Oh yeah, she's Austrian. I read that as Australian. She's Austrian. But they speak German, don't they? I'm pretty sure people in Austria speak German, right? Am I crazy? Maybe I am. But I'm pretty sure they speak German there as well. Am I wrong? All right, so that's that. Ran through that. Talk about Mayu and Marigold. Talked about Thekla probably heading to AEW. Now, there's a report here that Giulia and Roxanne is backstage. Is believed that they are called up to the main roster on Raw. Let's see. So this report from PW Insider, it says that it's believed that both Roxanne and Giulia are being called up to the Raw brand. It's believed. I don't buy this one bit. I can see it. Giulia has talked about wanting to get to the main roster as soon as possible. That's her goal, to get there as soon as possible. I can see it where they're working both, because we just saw at Stand and Deliver, was it Stand and Deliver or was it? It wasn't Stand and Deliver. It was actually this past Tuesday when Stephanie won her match against Roxanne. Giulia was there to confront her, and so was Jordynne Grace. I believe what they're going to do here, they'll have them doing both, maybe similar to Lash and Jakara working main roster and NXT. I don't see Giulia being called up permanently. Doesn't make any sense considering the fact that they brought her to NXT to make her the face of NXT. To then pull the trigger and call her up so quickly, I don't buy that. I see Roxanne and Giulia. I see Roxanne being called up and Giulia being dynamic, working back and forth between the two brands, NXT and Raw, but not a permanent call up for Giulia. Do I see Giulia popping up tonight on Raw? It's likely. I mean, we have Roxanne putting out pictures of her and Giulia at Waffle House. Very, very cool, very cute to see. That's all great. I just don't buy Giulia being a full-time call-up right now. I just don't buy it. That Roxanne and Cora feud might be totally scrapped. Might be, depending on what Triple H wants. If Triple H wants Roxanne to be on Raw, then it's scrapped. I can see Roxanne Perez being on the main roster because she's overstayed. Yeah, agreed. Io Sky need a storyline in challengers. Roxanne could be a challenger. Liv Morgan could be a challenger, even though she's a tag team champion. I don't buy the Giulia Stephanie feud being over. I just don't think that's happened. I think Giulia and Stephanie will continue to feud. And yeah, that's why I don't think she's going to the main roster right now. I think she's going to be popping up here and there. She may pop up tonight, and then to advertise NXT. Then maybe Rhea pops up at NXT, but I don't see her as a permanent call up. I just don't. But who knows? If Giulia was called up now, it'd feel weird considering her Stephanie. I feel like the Stephanie feud is not over. So why would you call her up right now? Asuka might turn on Io out of jealousy. Sure, that could happen. Io needs challengers. Raw has 0 top heels. Yeah, that'd be Roxanne Perez. They wouldn't bring Roxanne and Giulia to challenge Io. It'd just be Roxanne. I think Roxanne gets called up. I think Roxanne finds a way to I suggested on Twitter that Roxanne could win tonight. And I was accused of being a Rhea hater. Because IWC don't know how to act. Apparently I'm a Rhea hater. I think it may make some sense to have maybe not Roxanne winning clean, but Roxanne getting the win somehow. Maybe Giulia interferes. Maybe Giulia attacks Rhea. Maybe it's a DQ, whatever. But I thought it may make sense to have Roxanne win. And the response I got was on Twitter was, LOL, just say you don't like Rhea, pal. It ain't hard. Just say you don't like Rhea. Jesus, this gimmick is worse than... I don't like Rhea because I'm suggesting that Roxanne should win. These stands need help. Stan culture is the worst. Stan culture is the worst, folks. I'm telling you right now. I see Roxanne win with Giulia's help. Yeah, that could happen, sure. Asuka and Kairi spotted in the Kansas City airport today? No way. That would spice up some things for Io. So what? Giulia... Let's say Roxanne and Giulia... I'm going to tell you what's going to happen tonight. Because last week, Rhea came out and helped her friend Io. What happens if Roxanne and Giulia attack Rhea, and then who comes to make the save? Io. I can see that for sure. In fact, I almost expect it now. I expect Io to come to Rhea Ripley's safety. Come to save her. Show me proof that Asuka and Kairi was spotted at the airport. Rhea stands are like Liv Morgan stands. They are. They're the same. They're the same. So yeah, Giulia, call up. I don't buy it yet. I feel like she's brought in to be the face of NXT. To call her up so quickly. I mean, I get it. Stephanie's a champion, and Stephanie has solidified herself as the top star on that brand. But to just pull the trigger on Giulia right now makes no sense. So I see her popping up on Raw a couple of times, but she's still an NXT superstar. That's where my money is on. She remains an NXT superstar. Asuka stands are the worst. All stands are the worst, honestly. They're all bad. But yes, Asuka stands can get very, very nasty. Very, very nasty. And Io stands as well. Because a lot of Io stands are Joshi stands, and Joshi stands are very pretentious. They're very pretentious. They think that they know what's best, and their version, the wrestling that they love is the best, and there's nothing compared to it. They can get very, very annoying as well. Giulia's heel turn hasn't had any payoff yet, really. Giulia's heel turn, well, it just started. She has attacked Stephanie. He has attacked Io on Raw. It just started. It wasn't like a big epic moment. It happened on NXT where she attacked Stephanie and put her foot on Stephanie's face. But it just started. How about Mayu? Talked about Thekla. Talked about Roxanne and Giulia call up. How about Liv Morgan? So the report from PW Insider is that Liv Morgan the news on the street is that Liv Morgan next week will be a big one for Liv Morgan. A big show. What does that mean? I don't know. Is she getting married? That's my first guess. Oh, is she getting married with Dom? I don't know. Will she be challenging Io at what's the show coming up here on Saturday after Backlash? Oh, Saturday Night Main Event. Will she be challenging her there? Does that make sense? I don't know. You tell me. Mary's segment with Dom. Yeah, that'd be crazy. That'd be a quick turnaround to engagement to wedding. Maybe that's not true. Because the report would be Liv and Dom. If that's the case, but it only talks about Liv. So maybe it's not a marriage. Mayu Iwatani is looking for love and has downloaded 4 dating apps. Jeez. Louise. Technically, Liv in versus Lyra. Liv is Lyra's #1 contender because she pinned her last week. Sure. You know how that is, though. They don't always follow through on that. I mean, yeah, they don't always follow through on that. Bianca pinned Liv Morgan when Liv Morgan was champion, and she wasn't a #1 contender, so can't trust it. Can't trust it. What do you think will happen with Lyra tonight? So Becky Lynch, I'm looking forward to her heel promo. This is the first heel Becky Lynch promo since Becky Lynch lost to Bianca Belair at SummerSlam and injured her shoulder. So heel Becky is back. I'm looking forward to it. This is a big program for Lyra, a huge program. I hope what they're doing here is they're trying to elevate Lyra. So I trust Becky Lynch as a performer and a storyteller, that she will tell a story that will help Lyra in the long run and not hurt her. Because in different hands, heel Becky Lynch can be a problem for babyface. But I trust that Becky knows what she's doing. Because I trust her, I'm sure it'll work out fine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Such a good storyteller. I'm sure she has good ideas. So we'll see how it turns out. We'll see. I doubt we get Big Time Bex back. Yeah, it'll be something else. It shouldn't be Big Time Bex. It should be something else, a new character. Natty is going to be challenging for the NWA title. She sure is. This will be a fun match. Double Champ Liv or wedding segment. I don't see Double Champ Liv. I see Becky Lynch and Lyra mixing it up. I don't see a title defense. What is the wise man doing? What is this? Is this the beginning of what the? Was that his daughter? I don't know who that is. I mean, me stop paying. Me stop speculating. I don't know what Paul Heyman is doing there. What else? What else? Talked about. What else am I missing right now? I wonder what Becky Lynch will say. What's the motivation? She came back. She may have attacked Bayley, and then she wants to get the tag titles. They lose, and she's upset. What's her deal? What's the issue? What is she gonna say? Maybe Liv becomes the leader of Judgment Day. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so they kick Finn out permanently, and Liv Morgan takes over. That's a big moment. That would make sense. That would make sense for a big moment for Liv Morgan. Becoming the leader of Judgment Day makes sense for that. Can you predict the Backlash card? Let's see. I almost said Natalia. Nia Jax against Tiffany. Randy against Cena. After that, maybe Becky Lyra. Becky Lyra, I can see that. Becky Lyra, Tiffany, Nia Jax, John Cena, Randy. Maybe an IC title match or US Championship match. Jacob versus. Yeah, I don't know. Not Finn, but Jacob, Drew, LA Knight, someone else. maybe this is not going to happen. I almost said Seth and Braun against Roman and CM Punk. That's not happening. Seth will be here. CM Punk will be there, but Roman is going to be out of here. Gunther against Pat. Well, Pat will be addressing the crowd tonight, but pretty sure Gunther was suspended. But hey, he could be back for a Backlash. Yeah, Becky Lowry, I call that one. So yeah, Becky Lowry, U.S. title match. Tiffany, Nia Jax, Randy, Cena, and then one more. Dom Finn? Nah, I don't think so. That's too soon. Because remember, Judgment Day is fine. Judgment Day is on good terms right now, so I don't think so. But yeah, it's possible, but I don't think so. What? I ran through that quicker than I thought I was gonna do. I didn't think I was gonna run through that fast. I ran through all those topics. Let's see. Questions? That was kind of quick. I was in such a rush to get through it that I went quicker than I thought I was gonna do. Oh yeah, no, I don't think so. Naomi Jade too? I don't think so. That's too many women's matches. You'd be lucky with 2. You're not gonna get 3 or 4. You're gonna get 2 maximum. Penta versus El Grande. Oh, does he go after Penta? Tonight? You think it'd be Ray Phoenix? Cause he screwed Ray Phoenix twice now. But Ray Phoenix is on SmackDown. That's a weird thing. What the hell? Stephanie on the show? What is going on? La Primera is on Raw. Triple H, what are you doing? Let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about this. This is the second straight week the NXT Women's Champion. The NXT Women's Champion is on Raw for the second straight week. I got 4 things to say about this. I do not know. I don't know what is happening with this man. Where is NXT tomorrow? Is it back in Orlando? What is happening right now? Stephanie against Ivy now. He's having Stephanie be featured on Raw for the sake of what? She's already over. She's an NXT superstar. Why does it keep happening? Why does it keep happening? Are we going to get Roxanne and... No, because Io's there. I was going to say, are we going to get Giulia and Roxanne against Rhea and Stephanie? But then Io has been mixing it up with... Okay, here's the thing. Roxanne was there to attack Stephanie, and Io happened to be there. So we could be getting Roxanne, Giulia versus Stephanie. I don't know. I'm not going to front. Roxanne's booking is weird. She's feuding with Bayley. She attacked Io. She attacked Stephanie as well. And Rhea Ripley, she's facing tonight. What is Roxanne's feud? That's a chat. I asked the chat that. What is Roxanne Perez's actual feud right now? Bayley, Rhea, Io, Stephanie. What is her feud? What's her main driving point? Cora Jade? Like, what is her feud right now? Yes, we're getting Giulia interfering. Giulia will interfere tonight, for sure. But I'm curious. Well, when I say interfere, I mean the Roxanne Rhea match. I think Giulia interferes. As far as Stephanie goes, does Giulia interfere in this match? Yeah, I don't know what's happening, folks. Right now, Stephanie and Giulia is the feud. So maybe Stephanie pops up here. Well, Giulia will pop up here and have to go after Stephanie. But then what's happening, Roxanne? Like, I'm interested in tonight. I'm interested because I don't know what's happening. He's feuding with common sense booking. Rhea ain't losing. And Roxanne ain't getting pinned. I agree with you. So probably a DQ. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what Triple H is trying to do. Like, he's confusing me. Triple H is confusing me. Make sense of it. New matchups, yeah, but these are NXT talent. We haven't seen this before. We haven't seen it where the NXT Women's Champion is getting matches on Raw. For the sake of what? Like in kayfabe, what's the reason? Like in kayfabe, what's the reason here? All joking aside. Why is and I understand last week made sense. Stephanie popped up, Raw after Mania. I feel like the best. You are the best, EO. I want to challenge the best. Let's face each other tonight. Makes sense. Why the hell is Stephanie wrestling Ivy Nile? She's a champion on NXT. Why is she wrestling Ivy Nile? Beyond is a promotion. Hey guys, look at this woman. She is ridiculously talented. She's one of the best in the world, which she is. And we want to feature her on Raw because she's over and she's a hell of a talent. That tracks, but is that the reason? She's just very good and want to wrestle on Raw. Okay. That sucks for the current roster, right? There's talent on Raw that want to get on the show and they can't, but Stephanie from NXT can wrestle. What's Dakota Kai doing? What is Natty doing? You know? Don't get me wrong. I will never complain about watching Stephanie. She's one of my favorite wrestlers. She's in my top 5. I love her to death. But why? Yeah. She gets great reactions. That's how he books Raw. Whoever gets the best reaction gets on the show, right? Jay, Rhea, now Stephanie. But I'm saying she's an NXT superstar. Yeah, I don't know. When is Jordan Grace getting called up? I would think during the draft, assuming there is one. I would assume in the draft. Indy Hartwell. I thought Indy Hartwell was drafted. Legitimately. Yeah, I don't know what Triple H is doing. He's a weird. We got Stephanie on the card. We got a Becky promo. This is a ladies heavy show, folks. So women's wrestling fans, you got Stephanie on the card. Got a Becky promo. Got Rhea, Roxanne Perez. I think Giulia will pop up as well. So got Giulia on the card. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. So I can complain about the bad booking. Well, yeah, I'm supposed to be a fan. I'm just supposed to be a fan. I shouldn't complain, right? According to Triple H. I'm not complaining. I get to see Rhea and Roxanne go at it since 2021, 2022. Yeah, that was a good match in NXT. That was cool. That was a good match. Oh, by the way, Indy Hartwell was signed to TNA, if you didn't know. And freaking, I was shocked by this. I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked. Tessa Blanchard lost. Masha actually tapped Tessa Blanchard. I was sure, because they had Tessa beat Jordynne Grace. They had Tessa go undefeated, really. I thought that they were setting her up to take down Masha, but they gave Masha the win. Masha tapped Tessa. I was very much surprised. Not gonna lie. I thought it was over for Masha Slamovich. Now, ultimately, I still think that the belt will go on Tessa. She'll be champion. But I thought they'd do it here at Rebellion, and they did not. So good for Masha, I guess. I think the money is on Tessa Blanchard, but we'll see. I think Tessa is where the money is for a reign because she gets so much heat. But we'll see. Indy Hartwell, Indy was drafted with the NXT title and vacated it. That's true. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You're right. Now, if you're calling her up early, then this makes sense. It's weird for NXT. It's like weird for them for NXT, but it makes sense. Like, okay, let's feature her. So when she gets called up, the main roster is already ready for her. I said that it's very possible that we may be going to Mexico sometime soon, or is he featuring her now because we have a PLE? Yes, a PLE for the Worlds Collides match, but that's NXT. Worlds Collide is NXT though. I was thinking maybe there's kind of like advertising her to bring her up for that show for Triple L. I said Triple L. Why did I say Triple L? Triple A? Maybe they're setting her up for a Triple A show, but that's NXT. So I don't know. I just think she's popular, she's hot, and he wants to continue the rise of Stephanie Vaquer. And a call up is possible. I'm not gonna lie, it's possible. Jeremy will be working on the WWE side of AAA going forward. Okay, good for Jeremy. So he's gonna be Cohen's boss. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Candice LeRae would be a good choice for TNA. Yikes. I mean, sure, but yeah, I guess. But shouldn't she be? She'd be a good choice for doing what Natty's doing, like wrestling in NWA, wrestling Bloodsport, doing other stuff. With Roxanne going against an established main eventer and a future Hall of Famer in Rhea, is this an actual? Is it an official call up for her? I think she's gonna be called up to Raw. I think she'll be called up to Raw tonight. I think they'll announce similar to what they did last week. Last week they had Fraxium called up officially to SmackDown. I think tonight we'll get an announcement that Roxanne Perez has been officially called up to Raw. You feel bad for Cora? She'll be all right. Why do you feel bad for Cora? Because her friend is going up? Or you think there's a feud that should have happened that they're going to bypass? I don't need to see a Cora Jade Roxanne feud. I don't need to see it. Cora Jade needs to focus on her NXT career and elevate herself before it gets too late and she gets surpassed by another crop of talent. Now she's young enough, she'll be fine, but do you think Indy Hartwell comes back to WWE main roster eventually? No. I think Indy will stay in TNA. She'll work against some NXT talent, but I think she stays in TNA unless she can improve her standing with the popularity and like she pulls a Joe Hendry, gets super popular maybe, but I think TNA is her home for the foreseeable future. Tessa Blanchard should make a special trip to WWE NXT. It'll happen eventually, for sure. That's going to happen. Jordan Grace will win the belt at Battleground. That's so weird. So people are now thinking that Jordan Grace will take the belt from Stephanie, and Stephanie gets called up. I thought Jordan Grace would be the one getting called up. I thought she was the call up that was going to be like set in stone here. But who knows what Triple H is thinking. Triple H is weird. I always say it. He's a weird man. All right. Am I missing anything? I covered just about everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, it's weird. The NXT crowd will roast Tessa Blanchard, but I don't think she cares. Mandy Rose should reunite with Ash by Elegance. Nah. I think she's set in stone with her OnlyFans. Yeah, it'd be pretty bad. I think she can handle it, but it'll be bad. Also, Will, I have said before, but man, I can't wait for you to get braces off. Oh, yeah, it's coming. It'll happen this summer. The braces will be off this summer, but who knows with my luck. Be into October probably. PC crowd will eat Tessa alive. Don't think TW wants she's a racist chance. That's true. That's true. I didn't think about that. They'd have to bleep the crowd. Yeah, it'd be tricky. I do believe she'll end up on NXT eventually, but that'll be tricky. She's a racist chance will be tricky. I guess, well, not saying, yeah, she's a racist, right? Who racist? They're chanting that at a heel. So maybe they'll be fine with it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, people are thinking that Stephanie's getting called up. I agree. If I was guessing, at this point, now that it happened again, and he saw her in the ring with Io, this is a older woman, an established talent, one of the best in the world. Probably thinking, Stephanie, I know you wanted to be in NXT for a long time to get your English up and get ready, but you're too big of a star. You're too over. You're too well established. I'm sorry, but your time in NXT will be short. That's very, very possible. In the second match, for no reason, is probably a good indicator of that. I mean, this is a match with no story. Unless remember, Ivanal is in American Made. American Made is tied to, oh my goodness, I just put it together, I think. American Made is tied to Chad Gable. Chad Gable is, spoiler alert, Grande Americano. So we want them to show up at the AAA show. Maybe we want Chad Gable on that show. Ivanal's there. Stephanie Vaquer makes sense. Kind of ties it all together. Maybe Stephanie teams up with Ray or Penta and go to work against American Made in some way. Either way, a call up would not shock me at this point. Especially because she's so damn over. You saw how over she was with the La Primera chance against Io, for crying out loud. So she's over, she's popular, I can see it. What does that mean for Giulia in NXT? I don't know. But yeah, tonight's gonna be fascinating. The next 5 wrestlers for the next 5 years, I want to see win 5-star is Hazuki. Good luck with that one. Momo, good luck with that one. Azumi, good luck with that one. Rina and Hannon. Yeah, I can see Hannon and Rina happening. But they keep, like, I don't know why they didn't use Mayu to put over Azumi. They have history. That's her mentor. That's her idol. You didn't have her put over Azumi. It would have been a perfect time I don't want to make myself upset again. I'm already mad about what happened last year. That annoying match that they had together. I thought that Azumi was going to beat Mayu. It didn't happen. I was very upset. So let's not talk about Azumi right now. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. They're dropping the ball with Azumi, Hazuki, and Momo. So I won't, I'll believe it when I see it. Ivy now makes fun of Ray's injury backstage. Stephanie overhears it. But it's already announced. It's already announced. Unless it happened earlier in the day. They can say like, oh, earlier today, Stephanie was backstage. That could happen. Sure. That could motivate it. Yeah, that could work. That could work. They'll explain it during the show. They'll show like a day footage in Kansas City. But that begs the question, why was Stephanie there? Why was Stephanie in the Kansas City to begin with? Kansas City ain't Orlando. Where is NXT tomorrow? Where is NXT tomorrow? Probably in Orlando. I'm almost certain it's in Orlando. This week. Thank you. Show me tomorrow. What the hell's wrong with this thing? They're not showing NXT. Is there no NXT tomorrow? What the hell's going on? I'm seeing Monday, I'm seeing Friday, but not Tuesday. Apparently, there is no show tomorrow. What? That makes sense. Wait, let me see something real quick. NXT. Check it out. So you think I'm not crazy. Monday, Friday. Where is Tuesday? Try this one. Custom dates. Oh, not this. Why? You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Screw you, WWE. Screw you. Does Stephanie work the AAA show? I think she does. Come on, this one? I think she does. Yep. I think she works this show. No features, no superstars announced yet, but I think she works this show. For sure. For sure. She has a women's match against somebody from AAA, I think. And she'll win for sure. Anyway. Who wins during the Stephanie versus Ivy Now match? Stephanie. 100%. Bet all your money. Bet it all. Yeah, the women's division is interesting. With the whole Roxanne situation, with Becky coming back, with Giulia popping up on Raw, with Giulia and Stephanie popping up on Raw, it's all interesting. What does it mean? I don't know, but it's all interesting. At least it's interesting. Hey, maybe Mayu will pop up on Raw tonight as well. Can you imagine? Jump on the plane. Can you imagine if Mayu popped up on Raw tonight? I don't know how she made that work because you had a press conference early this morning. So how she pop up on Raw, I don't know, but that'd be hilarious. But anyway, she'll be a Mari Gold for sure. Does Lola go to SmackDown? Lola has not won a championship in NXT. I'm kind of surprised by that. I'd be surprised if Lola gets called up now, but it's possible. Who's rich? Lola? All right. No more looking at Twitter. Oh, Mayu's rich? Yeah, she's pretty well off. She's well off. Well, probably not rich. I think she's like well off. She's fine. How rich is she? The woman didn't have a dollar to name. Are you saying she's rich off of Stardom alone? Stardom in the movie deal? Why is she rich? Because as a kid, she didn't have money. She didn't have a dollar to her name. So you're saying from Stardom alone and from the movie deal that she's rich. Did you write a book before? Does Stardom get Sari to sign? No, I don't think so. I think Sari likes being a freelancer. I think Sari will be losing to. I think she would definitely lose to Shuri. So I thought Mayu was going to retain at first and then drop the belt to Sari. But now that Sari has not, now that she's not facing Mayu, she's facing the new champion, I think Sari loses, which means she's free to jump on the WWE bandwagon whenever she wants. But my fear for Sari, I know she wants that belt for whatever reason. She wants that belt. I think the belt, I don't like that belt. I don't like the IWGP belt. And if she wins that belt, she's going to have a very, very long reign, I think. And that scares me. So I'm kind of happy that Shuri won it. That way, Shuri can have a long, exhausting reign. Sari could have more freedom to return to the States whenever she wants. I selfishly want Sari to stay away from that belt so she can more easily pop up in America. But who knows what she's doing? I just have a hard time buying it. I have a hard time buying all up. Roxanne and Giulia believed to be called up to Raw. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Yeah, she just won the belt. If SmackDown has women from NXT make an appearance, Zarya would be a great option. Zarya is in freaking storyline with her good buddy Sol Ruka. I don't see her popping up anytime soon on the main roster. You know? But what do I know? I don't know shit. To be honest with you, so I don't know shit. But Triple H is confusing me every step of the way. I talked about Tam Nakano retirement, right? So All-Star Grand Queendom, great show. I really enjoyed it. I want to watch all the matches again because I'm pretty sure 3 of the matches will pop up on my top 10. So that's Starlight Kid, Azumi, Pam, Saya, and also Mayu, Shuri. All 3 will pop up in my top 10. But I want to rewatch it. I rewatched all of them except for the main event. So once I rewatch that, I'll put together the new list, and I'll upload it. Not upload, but I'll post it on Twitter, the new list. But yeah, I mean, it was a great card. Great card. I thought the match of the night for me was the white belt match, the Wonder Stardom match, Starlight Kid, Atami. But I want to rewatch the main event first before I'm sure I'll rewatch it. Monday Night Rocks. Great show, fun stuff. I'm glad that Sayaka didn't come out and say, I have a wish. My wish is for Tam Nakano to remain in Stardom. No, she retired. Great talent, fun superstar, but don't make the stipulation if you're not going to follow through. Not going to follow through, then don't do the stipulation. So she had to retire. For the sake of my own sanity, she had to retire. What a show we got tonight, folks. It's going to be good. Naomi carrying SmackDown while Bianca and Charlotte gone. She sure is. Well, like I said last week, Charlotte might be out until Bianca comes back. You got Jade and Naomi in a storyline. Got Tiffy, Nia Jax. Fortunately, Tiffy is not a storyteller. And promos are not good. So yeah, it's going to be Naomi and Jade carrying SmackDown Women's Division for a while until Charlotte Flair and Bianca comes back. I'm interested in Charlotte Flair's return. According to Charlotte, you're going to be more vulnerable. Bring more of Ashley to the forefront. I'm excited about that. It's going to be a more real character, more grounded. Not as like I'm a rich girl and I'm above it all. I'm that stone-faced, stoic character that doesn't let anything bother her. I don't like that character at this point. I'm glad she's going to lean into her real self. Bring forth some Ashley. Be more vulnerable. Be more interesting. Be more grounded. Be more real. I like that idea. So I'm looking forward to her return from Mania. Whether that's with Bianca or against Bianca or against Jade or whatever. I'm looking forward to it. But right now it's Jade, Naomi. It's Tiffy, Nia Jax. That's kind of it. We'll see what happens on SmackDown. Raw right now with this whole Stephanie, Giulia, Becky, Bailey attack. What's going on with Lyra and Becky storyline. Raw is interesting right now. And I'm looking forward to hearing. This is going to be a very storyline driven show between this new faction, Braun Breaker and Seth, between Becky's promo, which I just know will be interesting. It's going to be a very, very compelling show from a storyline perspective. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to see the storylines, the story beats. Why should I care about the matches if I don't give a shit about the story? Why do they hate you? Why do they hate me so much on X? Do they hate me on X? Do they hate me over there? They don't hate me. They don't hate me. If they do, that's their problem, not mine. They don't hate me. Do you think Jordan Grace is getting called up this year? Yes. Gaming streams? I don't have the time. I don't have the time to game these days, unfortunately. There's too much stuff going on. But if it happens, I'll let you know. But I don't think so. I don't have the time. So, which tweet? Which tweet was it? Because sometimes I fire off a controversial tweet and I mute it. That's fun, by the way. It's fun to fire off a tweet, mute it, come out the next day and see how many damn responses. Guys, I didn't see any of that. I muted this tweet. Gets a lot of followers as well, by the way. If you have a viral tweet, even if it's bullshit, just mute it. Just mute it. You won't know any difference. They make a volume 10 for cringy. Will you watch it? Well, now I know exactly what you're talking about. probably. I might watch the first couple episodes. 2 episodes. That's you're fine. Hope we get Fraction versus Street Profits. Oh, that'd be fun on SmackDown. I want to see Fraction get some wins first, accumulate some wins, and then go after the top title. I know what you're talking about. It will be interesting to see EO new feuds or next feuds. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It could be Roxanne. It could be Roxanne. Yeah, I don't know who it would be beyond Roxanne Perez. I mean, Becky is mixing up with Lyra and Bailey, I would think. You know? Like Roxanne Perez is. What am I watching right now? Twitter is a weird place, folks. I saw something on Twitter just now that's freaking me out. No, I'm gonna show you. This clown throwing this ball at this dude and kicks it to him. This has to be staged. And look, he like looking at him, goes back to talk to him, and like, this is weird. Some kind of horror movie. And random shit on Twitter, man. Anyway, I need to show you that. Ignore that. Do you prefer Taro or Rossi booking? Both have their pros and cons. Taro is more, his booking is more exciting, but sometimes it's nonsensical. Whereas with Rossi Ogawa, his booking is more bland, but it makes more sense. It makes more sense. Like, it's less curveballs, it's less random bullshit. So they have the pros and cons. You get more exciting stuff from Stardom sometimes. I think sometimes Rossi is kind of boring and bland with his booking. He'd be more creative, be more dynamic. But yeah, it is what it is. That's kind of how I see it. What's next for Tessa Blanchard? I don't know. Tessa Blanchard losing surprised me. I can't say shit anymore. I think she wins the belt ultimately, but I don't know. I don't know. Stephanie and Giulia both being on Raw tonight is interesting. Yes, I can see Stephanie being attacked by Giulia, and I can see Giulia attacking Rhea. I can see both happening. We'll see which one actually happens. Jordynne Grace feels kind of left out. Why is Giulia and Stephanie on Raw, but Jordynne Grace is still on NXT? It feels weird. Jordynne Grace is a main roster talent. I don't know why Jordynne Grace is not being featured on Raw. You know? Bianca versus Stephanie would feed families. I agree. Karu Shida. She feels like a AW girl, a lifer, AW lifer, which is weird because she didn't start there. But I don't see her coming to WWE. Feel like she stays in the AW. Masha's next opponent, maybe Tessa Blanchard. I don't know. That's the problem. That's one of the reasons why I thought Tessa would win, because there's nobody left for Masha that's compelling. What are you gonna do? Masha versus Ash by Elegance? They probably already did that, honestly, now I think about it. Was that Jordynne Grace? I don't necessarily want to see Masha versus Ash. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know. Danny Luna is a babyface. So, yeah, I don't know. You can call up some more NXT talent to face her, but I think Tessa will probably still be feuding with her. I think Tessa will probably attack her next week for all we know. Oh yeah, Natalia Masha could work, sure. But that's definitely a one-off. Natalia ain't winning that belt. She ain't winning that belt. That's one-off for real. So we'll see though. All right, folks. I'm about to wrap up this stream. Any last questions? Could you ever see Willow in WWE? Yes. Look at the Raw preview. I could. And if if they're not careful, Triple H will snap her up in a heartbeat. She is a bona fide babyface that will make money. Very likable, very endearing. I would definitely sign her if I could, for sure. In a heartbeat. She is a very, very marketable chick. Seth Rollins, after a paradigm shift, Raw after Mania, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman will address the WWE Universe. I think they gotta add somebody else. We need another member of this faction. I don't know though who it'll be, but we'll see. Someone else gotta join. Becky will discuss her attack on Lyra. You're damn straight she will. Fun promo segment coming up. I wonder how the crowd will react. Will they cheer her? Will they boo her? What will she say? Very, very excited for Becky Lynch here. Very excited. Very, very excited. Ripley battles Roxanne. Fun match, I'm sure. Will Giulia interfere? Will there be shenanigans? Will Roxanne get the sneaky win? Logan Paul, who cares about that? I don't really care too much about this segment. They're advertising Stephanie as one of the big matches, as one of the core segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 segments here. One of them is Stephanie Vaquer. What does the write-up say? Stephanie Vaquer will venture back to Raw tonight to take on American Maids, or on American. Interesting. They called out her nationality. Okay, say American Alphas. Okay, never mind. Okay. I'm about to say, I didn't see this part. American Ivy now, but they called out Alphas. Okay. Last week, Vaquer made her Raw in-ring debut facing EO. Electric non-title match, yada yada yada. Can Vaquer notch her first win on Raw? But why? But who cares? Like, she's an NXT superstar. This is very interesting what they're doing here. Can the NXT champion win her match on Raw? Like, but who cares? There's no story here. There's no stipulation. There's no intrigue. Why is this happening? It's happening for a reason. I wanted to find out why. I want to find out why. Why is Stephanie wrestling on Raw? Gotta know. When is the draft happening? We don't know. Rio would be another good choice. She's NXT, if anything. The website explanation is so lazy. Yeah, it is. It is. We'll see what happens on the actual show. When we get like an earlier today segment. I don't know. Very, very interesting. May get called up, folks. She may get called up. Tegan Knox has some nice things to say about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is such a good person in the sense of, one, she's nice. Good to know. She fought for women backstage. Yeah, that's what you always read about Becky Lynch. She's always fighting for the women backstage. She's always fighting for talent to get TV time. She specifically asked to work with me. That's nice. And Becky Lynch is she's a real one. She's a real one backstage. She's a real one. She's a real one for sure. Becky is trending. Rhea is trending, for me at least. Stephanie is trending. Wow. What's an NXT title match? What is? Will is an NXT title match? What is? Ivy Nile, Stephanie? No way. Is it? Show me the proof. Send me the proof. Not saying you're a liar, but you know, not calling you a liar, but I want to see the proof. So weird. So weird, man. What is going on? Gail Kim would be great. If they could sign or bring in Gail Kim, that'd be awesome. For NXT, that'd be cool. All around. Show me the evidence of the NXT title being on the line. Yeah. Calling BS. So you can show me the proof. You guys saw the new Survivor Series logo? Or not like special or anything. I think they should abandon War Games this year and go with the Iron Survivor Challenge. I know it won't happen. It'd be cool to see the Iron Survivor Challenge on the main roster. The problem is, what does it lead to? You have the Rumble in a couple months. The Rumble leads to Mania. So what would the Iron Survivor do? That's a problem. You have to replace the Iron Survivor Challenge with the Chamber. So instead of the Elimination Chamber, do the Iron Survivor Challenge, pair it with the Rumble. So Rumble, Iron Survivor, instead of Rumble, Chamber. That's what they should do, you know. Does Lyra interrupt Becky tonight? Lyra gotta be careful with that. Could she? Sure. Should she? Maybe. I just hope that the crowd will respond appropriately. I think they will. I think she has that babyface energy that they want to root for her. They want to cheer her. So I think Lyra will be fine. And I think it's needed for her. I want to see Lyra on the mic. I want to see her go toe to toe with Becky Lynch. I want to see her, like, you know, do some character work tonight. That'd be cool for Lyra. Because right now, the talk on Lyra is that she's great in the ring, but there's no actual like character there. Nothing really interesting there. So let her cook on the mic tonight, opposite Becky. Let Becky help her with that. Don't let Becky bury her, which she won't, because Becky Lynch doesn't do that. So yeah, that'd be fun to see. Crowd can be kind of weird, but that'd be fun to see for sure. Yeah, Becky will make the crowd boo her. I trust that she would. That's what she did with Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair, she was actively the heel, which is important in trying to elevate the babyface. If not, you end up like Rhea, being a heel that the crowd loves. You have to do the opposite of what the crowd wants you to do. So, crowd wants Rhea to be a badass. Crowd wants Rhea to call them freaks. Crowd wants her to face off with KO and Solo. They want to see that. So to be a heel, you gotta do the opposite, which is what she wasn't doing. But it worked out because she got over as hell and now she's a face. So all is well. At least she's not a heel, because that's going to be frustrating to have that type of character that the crowd loves, who keeps doing what the crowd wants her to do and be the heel, and the face have to work against that. That'd be a nightmare for any face to work against that. You have to actually help the babyface. that they actively support the babyface at all times. But yeah, Elimination Chamber shouldn't be a pay-per-view. I hear you. It worked out well for them though. It's worked out well so far. Yeah, I don't mind it being a PLE. I don't mind it. But I get it. It's a match type, similar to Royal Rumble. But I would change it up and go with the Iron Survivor eventually. The whole point of having these cool matches is to eventually elevate it to the main roster. I think the Iron Survivor has been a smash hit. I want to see it with the main roster talent as well. That'd be very, very, very cool. It's been great, very fun. Every year, the Iron Survivor is an awesome match. I want to see it on the main roster. That'd be cool. But that's just me. This might be off topic, but was Vaquer always doing that face smash twerking thing? Yes. I think so. Talking about the Devil's Kiss? I believe she'd been doing it the entire time. I remember watching her wrestle Azumi for New Japan. And I believe she did it there, but I'm not sure. Can't confirm or deny. But I think she's been doing it before. Lee? Yeah, I can see that. Why not? Dana Brooks did it, aka Asked by Elegance. She did it, so why not? Why not? Why not have Xia Li pop up on NXT? She wrestled NXT talent last night. She wrestled Fatal Influence last night. Here's the start of the show. Stephanie Vaquer walking on Monday Night Raw. What a decision she made. What a decision. She made the right decision, didn't she? NXT champion, still heavily featured on Raw, over like Rover, being courted by the Instagram folks, was a star. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like I've been saying the entire time via stream, this talent is a can't miss talent. I told you guys, can't miss, perfect talent, which is why Tony Khan was so upset. But she made the right decision for sure. The way she's been featured and covered and promoted and pushed to the forefront, been all money for Stephanie. All money. The women's roster is insane. Well, assuming Giulia is called up, there's one hell of a roster there. Again, it's not confirmed, but Roxanne, Rhea, Io, Giulia, Becky, Liv, Bayley, Lyra. Wow. Wow. That's crazy lineup there. Crazy lineup there. Not confirmed. Not confirmed. Not confirmed. You hope Mayu makes a great decision. Her decision will be wrestling for her father, aka Rossi Ogawa. And I think he's gonna give her a good contract. And I think she's gonna get a lot of freedom to work other shows, work other. She's gonna be like a signed freelancer. That makes sense. All the freedom of a freelancer, but signed to Marigold. She'll wrestle Nanae Takahashi. She'll wrestle Io at Summer Destiny. Because I'm telling you, last year Io said, "Oh, I know who I'm gonna face. I know who I'm gonna face next year." It was always in the cards. It was always agreed upon between her, Rossi, and Mayu. I don't care what anybody says. the plan was set in stone for her to pop up in Marigold and wrestle Io. So that's gonna happen. I just hope she's happy. Hope she's happy. She's been wrestling a long time. Now she moves away from Stardom. She has the freedom to do what she wants. So credit to her. Hope she has a blast. Could Sol and Daria appear on Raw in the future? Sure, why not? The face Liv and Raquel. More likely Liv and Raquel go back to NXT. But yeah, it's possible. Mayu did make a post on Twitter about leaving home. She did. She said, please follow her. Like, stick with her and follow her. Very sweet tweet she put out there. But she's done it all in Stardom. She's done it all. Won everything. Here it is. Here it is. She says, I'll leave Stardom. Oh, I messed up. My bad. So I leave Stardom. Oh, I'm sorry. I've left Stardom 14 years, 3 months. Thank you so much. Want to leave with a smile. But you start crying. Got it. I won't be the icon of Stardom. I'll be the icon of women's wrestling. Or women's professional wrestling. I hope you will continue to follow me. I run away from home now. Very, very well done, Mayu. Well done. Her home being Stardom, she runs away again. She did all those years ago. She ran away to Rossy Ogawa. Well done. Nicely put. We'll see what she does. I'm guessing Marigold, but who knows? I've been wrong before. When does Masha lose the title? I have no idea. I thought it was going to be a Rebellion. Now I don't know. Slammiversary is a long time away. Long time. Long time away. I don't know. Does Sol Ruka defend her title before she goes to the tag titles? I don't know. Maybe. Does Indy dethrone Masha? Hell no. No offense to Indy Hartwell. No offense, but no. It'll be Tessa Blanchard. It'll be Tessa. It just depends on when. It depends on when. But Tessa Blanchard will defeat Masha, I think. There's nobody else. There's no other top heel that could do it. Why sign Tessa Blanchard if you're not going to pull the trigger? I think it happens. Aaron Cross tonight. It's on Raw. Yeah, he's a Raw superstar. Never mind. About to say. He's on Raw tonight. $40K a seat. What? Can't be real. Elite Plus package prices for front row, floor, feet, centers, TV side. $40K? And that note, I'm out of here, folks. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's insane. $40K? I don't care how much money I had. I'm not paying $40K for anything. I'm not paying $40K for nothing. For no seat at WrestleMania or SummerSlam or anything. That's insanity. All right, folks, that's it for the stream. Raw's in 30 minutes. Enjoy the show. Hopefully, it's all good. There's nothing I can complain about, but I will if there's something that stupid, like always. The Indy has a mid-card talent at best, but they don't have a mid-card belt over there. No more Momo Kogo matches for Mayu. Nope. Momo Kogo will have to find a new faction because Stars will be dismantled, I think. No more Stars. No more Stars. No more Stars for Suzuki. Momo Kogo Koguma, Hannon, it's all over. If anything, Hannon will be the leader, but I don't think that's going to happen. This is going to dissolve it. It'll dissolve. Rumor has it that Momo, Hazuki also are going to leave. There's no real evidence for that at all. No real evidence. Nothing that you can hang your hat on. But we'll see. It's a different day in Stardom. A different day. All right, folks. That's it for the stream. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you guys later.